Hey, how's it going? My name is Chase, and I am becoming a VR game developer. And I wanted to do a 3 month update. I basically started around the beginning of the year. Not exactly, but I'm just going to say the beginning of the year, 2023. And it's now uh, freaking April. So I guess maybe it's been closer to 4 months. Yikes. Let's put that month four, almost five. Um, And I kind of just wanted to do an update video on my progress, my thoughts, lessons learned, successes and failures to maybe, give you guys an update on where I'm at, but then also maybe help you if you're in a similar role. And yeah, so let's get into it. Um, so why am I becoming a VR developer? Simply, I want to work in gaming. I've been a gamer my whole life. It's something I'm always doing every day. Um, yeah, it's just been a major part of my life, and I would like to recreate some of those feelings for other people, those experiences. I think that's just amazing and really cool and interesting. VR specifically, um, it's a, I think it's an exciting new medium. I feel like there's so much changing in VR. The hardware is constantly improving, the software is constantly improving. Um, yeah, it's kind of a buzzword like the metaverse, but if you don't even if you never look up the word metaverse, like VR is always changing. It's always new. It's super cool. Even if there is some buzzwords around it, um, and I think that's cool. I think that's fun. I think there's like less competition because less people know about it. Things like that. So yeah, I think it's cool and exciting. Also, kids are like when you go into VR multiplayer games, like it's mostly kids. And some people see this as a negative. I see this as an interesting opportunity. Um, Gary Vaynerchuk was a huge proponent of TikTok while it was still kids dancing to music videos, and everyone hated TikTok and made fun of it. Now the whole world's addicted to it, right? So you have to think about that for a second. Everyone made fun of it because it's just kids, and then now they're addicted. I feel like this is a commonly recurring thing where kids pick up things and it becomes the future. I feel like VR is in that same boat right now. So, when I first heard Gary Vee talk about TikTok, it took about 2 to 3 years before it really blew up. And so, with that mindset, I should expect to be doing this without much amazing success for the next 2 to 3 years. And maybe then it'll really pick up. So yeah, that's my hypothesis. Take it or leave it. Um, and again, I'm doing VR because I want something I'm passionate about. I'm a data analyst by day. It's a cool job. It's highly dependent on whether you like your company and the topic that you're analyzing. Um, I love my current company. I love all that stuff, but I can't say I'm passionate about it. Like that's not really I'm just not passionate about it, but I am passionate about video games. Truly, truly passionate. Um, so far, so just kind of getting into best resources so far that I have personally learned from and have thought like, wow, this is genuinely good value. The Unity Learn VR course, it's free on unity.com. Just look it up, Unity Learn VR. They got a course where you can get started. It's very step by step, very simple, but you learn a lot. I think this is the best place to start your VR journey. Absolutely best place. It's super simple, and for those of you that like to do the hardest thing first, like me, just do this. Trust me. Okay, because VR is hard enough. Second place has been YouTube. You essentially just look up anything you want and you can learn, and there's usually good tutorials on everything. And this one's kind of widely known. Reddit. This one has surprised me the most. Um, I have basically, let's see here. On Reddit, I basically subscribe to all of the gaming indie VR things. I always pull it up right here. And there are so many interesting, posts and discussions that you learn from. This is a WoW one. This is not really related. I just play World of Warcraft a lot. Um, Reddit has been the best source of learning things, like exposure to learning things. So YouTube, you have to know what you want, and then you search it and find it. Reddit, you just subscribe to all these subreddits, and then you learn a ton just from people who are also learning, and you learn from their mistakes or their opinions. It has been the best place for learning things that you didn't know about. And this has been like the most surprising thing. I was not even a Reddit user beforehand, and I just happened upon it, and man, definitely worth it. Get back into Reddit for sure. Discord. Discord's also great. It's if you find some good servers to ask questions and um, basically so here I'll show you. So this is my server, Unity XR developers. Feel free to join it. I'll link it in my description. I'm building a Discord for people to ask questions and all that stuff. But on top of that, there's other ones too. We have the best ones I have found are there's an XR creators one, which is really good. VR creators, Dilmer XR. Those are some really good Discord servers where you can go in and ask questions and people will help you. I'd like to make the Unity XR developers one that's mine to be just like that. So I'd love to have you join. I also, just a plug, I do have a Unity XR developers subreddit as well, specifically for Unity XR developers. So just want to let you know about that. And then a good resources for, I don't know, I didn't really know where to put this so far, but I have a calendar on my wall over there. Here, I'll just go grab it. No, I won't because it's taped to the wall. I have a calendar and I literally put stickers on the day for each hour that I work. And it's a really good way of measuring progress and seeing, how much time did I put in this week? My goal is usually 2 hours a day. And that's hard, but it's a good goal. It's a good stretch goal. And I like to see the progress I've made. And when you're feeling down about yourself, you can know that, hey, I've been putting in the time. Things will get better as time goes on. So yeah, I just wanted to point out some good resources. This one's a resource for accountability for yourself. You know, hardest part so far. I'm married. I have a little boy named Fox. He's a year old. Don't want to make this seem like they're a problem. I want to make this seem like this is real life. These are hard things to work through. Um, I work a 9 to 5 job. I'm a data analyst. These things, you are tired, you're working hard all day, you're distracted, and then you're trying to, on top of those things, give quality time to your family, but then also put in time for your passion project, which is more work. It's not necessarily rest, right? You're not gaming and just having fun. You're working. So it's going from work to working to hang out with the family, do chores, love them, and then also do work for your project. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of energy. That really all fills into this one, which is burnout. You'll probably get burned out. And you know what? You can do your best to um, prevent it, but I still feel like it creeps up on you no matter what, at least for me. And so it's important to take time off. So this whole week, I did a kind of a week to just look back on my progress, think about do I want to continue, and all of those things, and just reflecting because I was burnt out, right? Um, but yeah, just you got to make sure for burnout, you got to make sure that when you feel burned out, you got to take a break. You got to, um, you just got to take a break for your mind, your family, your health. You'll get back into it. Just I took a week this time, but it could be a day, it could be a couple days. Um, but just make sure you're taking care of yourself because these other things are the priority. Your normal day job and your family. Um, so don't let your passion project ruin those things. Successes so far. I have built a very small butter churning simulator, which is pretty funny. Pretty proud of it, and I'm still working on it. Um, and made some pretty funny content on YouTube. I'm now at 108 subscribers, which is great. I think I started at like 30, so I'm pretty proud of that. Broke the 100 mark. Um, and then I gained some Twitter followers. I wasn't really expecting to have so many people follow me because I don't feel like I'm a pro, but you know what? That's syndrome. I don't really know. And also some success. Um, I don't know. I just learned a lot. I feel like, you know, I've just certainly learned a ton. I'm very happy with how much effort I've put in, how much I've learned, and maybe I just need to pat myself on the back for that. Trying to do something that people, not many people do, and it's hard. Some lessons I've learned. Um, Essentially, there's different. If you don't know, there's different XR toolkits that you can import to your project and use for the VR stuff. Unity has one, Meta has one, and there's a few other third-party ones. Um, I imported when I was when I was making some progress on my training simulator. I imported the Meta XR toolkit, and it kind of just ruined everything. So make sure that you always back up your projects if you're going to import something like that. Always make sure to be using source control and commit frequently. I use GitHub. Um, so just on that note, like just make sure if this is a serious project, need to be having backups, and just don't import massive new toolkits in the middle of your project unless you're super sure and super backed up on how you're going to do this, what it's going to affect, all that stuff. If you're just starting out, just use the stuff you've been using, and then um, maybe make a new project and try importing the new stuff if you want to test it. Don't test it on your actual project. High tech doesn't mean better. So honestly, like the biggest part about VR stuff is that it's super new, right? Everyone's learning lots of new things, and it's always improving. But that doesn't mean that the newest stuff is the best stuff. And kind of hitting on Meta again here is their VR or their XR interaction toolkit, hand tracking, all that stuff is incredible, absolutely incredible. The thing is that it's super niche and it can only be used for Oculus headsets, but like also it's um like it's super advanced, and the thing is it doesn't have too much. There's no courses on it at all. So they have the documentation, but there's no like, I don't know if you're a beginner like me, like freaking just reading documentation doesn't necessarily teach you how to actually use things or common approaches and stuff like that. Like let's be real here. Like yes, documentation is great after you have like an introduction, right? There's no introduction for meta stuff, and it's super advanced. So shy away from that. Use like easier stuff, or if it's complicated, make sure that there's a community of people that are willing to walk you through things and a lot of documentation. Like I've heard that some third party things have. Right now, I don't know. I love the meta stuff, but it's super complex. Um, Another lesson is it's gonna be harder than I think. It's been 4 months, so almost five, I guess, and I guess I feel like I haven't made any progress, but at the same time, I have. It's been really hard. I'm enjoying it. It's I thrive on trying to learn new things on my own and tackling things and all that stuff, but it's still hard. Like it's just hard. And I if I were to go back in time, I'd still do it, but I'm just like maybe it's just like a mental thing of being like, it's okay, you're doing great. And I need to affirm myself more often and say, hey, I'm making great progress. I need to continue and things like that. Another lesson is community is key. I kind of feel alone doing this by myself, and I've been searching for just a community to get plugged into, hence why I made, again, plug in the Unity XR developers Discord. I'd really love to have a community where people know each other and are answering questions and helping. So that's why I try to make this and the subreddit. But I think this is also going to play into some accountability, but also helping and like just struggling stuff on your own is super rough. And I think I really need to emphasize this and getting to know other developers or something. But yeah, this is kind of my month 4 of VR game development lessons learned. Again, I'm going to continue, and I'm very excited about the progress I've made. Very hopeful that in the future I could make games or apps and make a living off of it. And I'm recording everything along the way, my whole journey. So yeah, I really appreciate all the subscribers. I appreciate everything, all the help I've been getting on Discord and Reddit. There's a lot of great people out there. I'm really excited about the future, and yeah, feel free to join me with it by subscribing, by wherever you're watching this. Again, appreciate it. Feel like I'd love to hear from you, comment, join my communities, hang out, ask questions, all that good stuff. But yeah, I appreciate it. We'll talk later. All right, bye.